Because you're going to be called on the next night again. Angel Pagan, the leadoff batter, singled and scored. We welcome all of you joining us on the MLB network after the Dominican comes back from a 5-0 deficit to beat the U.S. 7-5 in that ball game. We are in the third inning here. It is 2-1 with Puerto Rico on top of Mexico. Puerto Rico 1-0, Mexico 0-1 in the games played in this pool. Eddie Gonzalez and a Puerto Rican team that's put up some fine offensive numbers with an 11-0 win over Venezuela. That pitch will be taken away. Miguel Gonzalez is on the mound, 32-year-old right-hander pitching for Mexico. Jorge Lopez, the 24-year-old right-hander, on the other side for Puerto Rico.
It took Miguel Gonzalez 3 batters to really get into a rhythm. He's now retired the last 6 straight.
And that's a strike on the inside corner.
All because of that. He's been able to find a consistent release point, have the ability to change angles, and give a lot of hope to these Mexican fans. But there it is, consistent release point and late movement turned to help.
1 down, nobody on here in the third. We'll show you how Puerto Rico got the 2-1 lead in a moment. Pagan at the plate, singled and scored. That's going to go on a hop behind second base. Knocked down. Quiros has no play on it. First inning, Pagan got a single. Then Lindor came up. Where this ball landed may have been in Miami. One of the longest home runs we have ever seen hit anywhere. Watch how far this thing went off Lindor's bat for his first home run of the WBC.
Goodbye. Over the berm, over the billboards. Not even in batting practice we witnessed balls hit that far here in Guadalajara.
A gigantic home run by Lindor. Those are the 2 on the board right now for Puerto Rico. Mexico came back though and picked up an RBI base hit by Laird in the first inning after a leadoff walk to Quiros to make it a 2-1 game.
It took really a load off of the Mexican team, but also off of the pitcher Gonzalez, knowing that his team got on the board very quickly.
So Pagan's 2 for 2, a single. He's on to first base, and there he goes, hit and run. Here's the throw. It's high. It'll be a stolen base.
And here we know Pagan gets a jump. He knows a lot about the information he has on Gonzalez, all filtrating through the information in Major League Baseball. Found something of a trigger when he's going home or going to the plate, as he saw in that first inning. And I pointed out his hand is a key, and he's got the SB.
So he gets himself into scoring position. He will be held as close as they can keep him by Cruz, the shortstop for Mexico. 1-0 count at the plate. That ball's a towering fly ball by Lindor to center. Verdugo is there. Runner is tagging, but not going to go. Throw comes all the way through to third. Lindor is retired. And there are 2 away here in the third.
This young, talented team for Puerto Rico certainly knows how to have a good time, all the way from the Warwick House in Arizona to the way they take the field. They have some swagger in them, and they have tremendous confidence because they are loaded with talent, veteran, especially young superstar talent like a Carlos Correa.
2 down, a runner on at second base. RBI chance here will go to Correa. He flied out to right field his first time up. He has picked up an RBI from game 1, and that was on the long ball home run that he delivered.
To me, there's an interesting pitch selection issue coming up because Correa got beat by the fastball a little late first time out.
Miguel Gonzalez puts that one on the inside corner for a strike. He is locating the ball very well once he settled in there after the first couple of hitters in the first inning. Puerto Rican team went to the finals of the WBC, lost to the Dominican Republic the last time around. Trying to get there again and come out with a different finish.
And they said leading into getting this group together in Arizona at first. We remember the feeling of getting there, but also remember the bitter feeling of not getting that crown.
Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way, and that one will be taken up high. Correa with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. We'll visit at the mound for Gonzalez. Carrillo, his catcher. See the Rookie of the Year award winners who are Puerto Rican born. You get some pretty good names right there. Zepeda, Santiago, Alomar Jr., Beltran, Giovanni Soto, and Carlos Correa, 2015.
Great collection of catchers. And now they have a Hall of Famer in Ivan Puch Rodriguez, newly elected.
1-ball, 1-strike count. Gonzalez delivers. Throws him on that pitch because that was a pretty good pitch to hit right there.
A quick pitch action there, changing the looks and his timing to home plate. Correa was not ready to hit.
See a lot of that going on, especially by relief pitchers in this day and age, where they change up on their delivery and their set and motion. And that one will just miss. See Correa shaking his head, no, 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 which means he was really worried that was going to be a strike.
That ball just did not have enough of it coming back to be called a strike. But coming back and having a little bit more tail was what Gonzalez was searching for. And Doug Eddings is warning that Mexican bench.
Keep the language down, don't want to hear from you. That only lights the fans up a little more, believe it. Correa waiting, and he'll take the pitch inside. So with the runner on at second base and 2 down, the count goes full on him. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
A little body language from Carlos after taking that pitch, gesturing to himself. A little jumpy. Got to go out there and stay back. Those little subtle reminders you happen to do in the batter's box.
Delivery on the way to him, and a swing and a foul ball. Just tipped that one. That will keep the at-bat alive.
Angel Pagan, just a professional player of every sense of the word, hoping that his health is not getting in the way of him getting a deal with the major leagues. But boy, he was almost at third base with a foul ball. And nothing in front of him, it was behind him. Behind the batter.
Pagan cheering out there, big secondary lead for him. Again, the 3-2 delivery on the way, and walked it. So the inning will stay alive, putting runners on at first and second base for Puerto Rico. And again, the call not made is what he's talking about in the dugout, but no, not that pitch. With the one before, that was clearly out of the zone.
That is a ball.
And we will get a visit to the mound here. Talk about the situation.
And also Correa and how he's setting things up for the people following him. And that's one of the biggest things for good teams is you have the ability to pass the baton. And you go back and we talk about 200 or 300 monsters through the years and World Series champions and teams that have a chance to move on to the playoffs consistently. Well, not one guy, Gary, wants to be or needs to be the hero. And of course, when you're talented up the middle in your lineup, you pass that baton, guess what? There's more pressure on the guy on the mound because it doesn't get any easier with the task.
So Miguel Gonzalez will try and settle it down here. Rigoberto Beltran, who is the pitching coach, out to have the chat. And here is the Beltran on the other side.
Not related.
Not related. Carlos Beltran stands in. A strikeout victim, his first time up. 2 on and 2 down. Big shift put on against him. In the air, center field, falls in for a base hit. Verdugo up with a runner coming to the plate. Here's the long throw all the way through. Didn't hit the cutoff man. Nobody at first base, so they can't trap him there, and everybody's safe. Beltran picks up the base hit, and an RBI as Angel Pagan will score. Correa goes over to third. First base wasn't covered, so able to get back to the bag is Beltran.
Also, Quiroz has to know that that runner's going to make it to third base, and he has to be able to back up and see where the play is going to take him. If the second baseman is breaking too early, it's not the way you want it, but certainly the shortstop is already around the bag, so the second baseman needs to be around the first base area. He did not play that well.
Nope. Beltran knew that, so when he rounded first base, took the big turn, he knew he had plenty of time to get back. Pagan scoring after he had picked up the single, and it is a 3-1 lead for Puerto Rico. And a big 2-out RBI picked up by Beltran. First and third. Here's Yadier Molina. He'll go after the first pitch and pop it up to first base. Gonzalez will get underneath that one and put it away. But they add another, picking up a run on a couple of hits. They leave 2 on base. We'll go to the bottom of the third inning. Puerto Rico trying to go 2-0, has the 3-1 lead.
Puerto Rican born Hall of Famers, as mentioned earlier, Ivan Rodriguez recently elected, but what a company he has set by the wonderful Roberto Clemente, Cepeda, obviously, and we consider what number 21 means to Puerto Ricans and what Clemente did to set a tone for what service is all about on the field and off the field. They're quite proud of course.
And the award named after him, the Roberto Clemente Award for service both within and out of the game, that's awarded every year, is one of the cherished awards for even being nominated for that award around Major League Baseball. Pitch is going to be taken down low. Quiroz, the leadoff batter, drew a walk and scored in the first inning. Bottom half of the third, 3-1 lead. Puerto Rico. And that one very late on, somehow got a bat on it though and fouled it away.
Lopez reminds me of Josh Beckett in the way he loads up, then watch the front elbow fly and show, then the glove load up and follow through and get that elbow back in.
And that one is going to be up high.
And it's something you don't see often much anymore. We've mentioned a pitcher starting with his hands in front and then going right straight over the top.
And we'll come inside with that. Trying to get the leadoff man on again. The only walk of the game for Mexico, picked up by Quiroz and resulted in that run that scored. And he's going to get another one right here. So here in the third, a leadoff walk. Quiroz again picks it up. And you got the RBI guys coming up behind him. Well, let's see what they can do with it.
Well, we've witnessed some exciting games ourselves, but how about the Dominican putting a 4 spot in the 8th inning against USA and against Andrew Miller?
Well, we were talking about that earlier in this game. Closers have not exactly been impressive in the World Baseball Classic so far. Ground ball slowly hit the shore. Lindor up, there's one. Return bias, and they've got the double play.
Silky smooth, like they've been doing it for the last 10 years. Just like that. There's a lot of flash, a lot of swagger, a lot of confidence, a lot of talent, and plenty of outs if he throw a lot of ground balls.
Talked about Osuna giving up the runs that cost him as he came in to get a save, couldn't get it done. Miller today with the same problem. Kind of interesting because of the strengths in the WBC. It's generally believed for almost all of these teams that the closer is where they've got great strength all around the WBC ball clubs. But early on, at least during this first round, that's not been the case.
And the biggest issues are also considered between the 6th and the 8th. But how about Francisco Rodriguez today for Venezuela?
Yeah.
Also had his issues.
He ran into problems. Swing and a miss in the off-speed delivery. And Rodriguez, an inning and a third, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 earned, gave up a walk. He would come away with the win. It was a blown save and a win. in the first game of the doubleheader here. Juarez on a breaking ball goes after it, can't get it, got to make the throw down to first base, and that's what they will do. So only 3 batters faced despite a leadoff walk. 3 strikeouts on the board for Jorge Lopez. We've completed 3, and it is 3-1 Puerto Rico. Javier Baez will come to the plate. He has grounded out. Baez, Rosario, and Rivera will be due up as we go to the 4th inning. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Puerto Rico a run on 2 hits for Mexico. Miguel Gonzalez a walk and 2 strikeouts so far on the mound. Pitch taken by Baez, and it is in there for a strike.
There's a little show me curveball just to have Baez guessing on what else out of the 5 pitches will he throw.
First World Baseball Classic for Baez. The young 24-year-old comes back with heat that'll back him off the plate a little bit.
For the curveball, that's a great sequence. Continue to have the ability to move their feet and not take away the outer half for you.
They got ready with the 1-1 delivery, and that'll be grounded foul.
You just put the doubt in the hitter's mind that you might repeat inside, and this is what happens.
How about this first round selection? 2011. There's always a chance to go back and double guess on people. These 2 same year. Lindor and Baez.
Take a pick.
Yeah, really.
Pretty much, right? 8-9.
Yeah.
How ironic that they be picked so close also.
He's so good. That pitch is down in the dirt. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Cool, calm Miguel Gonzalez. He has worked his way around enough games and enough leagues. There's not going to be much to make his heart beat any faster.
And that's a great point because he has lived it all. And he's had to persevere and prove a lot of people wrong.
A lot of time in the Mexican League. Gay almost gave up. One year he almost said that's it before he ever got to the majors. Major League pop-up right there in the foul territory, third base side. Very playable with all the area over there, and Laird puts it away, and Baez is the first out here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, Miguel Gonzalez originally an Angels farmhand, but just didn't get the opportunity. There's not enough good reports on the evaluators in the organization, and eventually found his way to the big leagues. A different route.
Yep. He's consistent. I mean, he may not be great, but he's consistent. He gives you innings, gives you a chance to win a ball game. And that'll keep you around. Here is Rosario. Rosario, a strikeout victim, his first time up. 1 down, nobody on here. He'll drive the ball the other way. Foul. And a 1-strike count.
One of the issues affecting Gonzalez in previous years was his pitches per inning, which really he addressed and got to it and reduced by almost a full pitch from 2015 to 2016. And of course, it's the ability to reduce the amount of walks.
Foul the other way.
Only 35 walks in 135 innings in 23 starts for the White Sox last year.
Well, it became clear to Miguel Gonzalez that if he was going to stick around, he was going to have to throw some strikes and not walk people, because people were going to get hits off him. He wasn't going to overpower people. There would be hits, so you couldn't put others on with a free pass, or it was really going to cost him. And to his credit, he's been able to do that. 0-2 delivery on the way. That one will be taken down low. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Rosario.
And addressing the issues tonight, 14 out of 16 batters, he's worked ahead.
And that makes life a lot easier for any pitcher. 1-2. That one will tail away and be up high on Rosario. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Used to be in the game, we used to call them waste pitches. Some still do. Waste pitches are not worth the effort.
You don't want to waste pitches.
You don't want to waste pitches,
especially here on these situations.
Yeah. And he comes back inside and gets him. So 2 down, 3rd strikeout for Gonzalez.
He's tied up Rosario and nuts a couple of times, and now he is pitching right off the edges, off the margins, and getting the calls and getting the spins. And of course, the chase rate has gone up.
We talk about waste pitches. It used to be that it was considered a pitch with you're ahead 2 strikes, so you throw one intentionally, really not very close to the strike zone, just in case the guy will go get it. Well, that's a waste pitch.
What was the automatic? 0-2, fastball up.
Yeah.
At some point, hitter said, hey, 0-2, I know what's coming.
That philosophy has changed now. Now it's about you try and get a pitch to be tantalizing, to be close enough on a count like that with his 2 strikes where the hitter's got to think about going after it.
And now, with so much detail on every single batter and his tendencies, you can just go and nibble just near that weak area.
Yep.
And you get yourself more outs than you used to.
Gaining his attention on the pitch up and in. Rivera. He flied out to left field his first time up. T.J. Rivera, 2 down, nobody on here in the 4th inning. Mexican fans hoping to see their team pick up a victory in this game. You go 0-2 and you're in trouble in the WBC in this round robin, where you're only going to be playing 3 games and the top 2 teams will go. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery to him. That one in the air to left field. Got pretty good wood on that. Back warning track near the wall and hauled in. Just enough to stay in the yard as Navarro got back to get it. And Gonzalez has a 1-2-3 inning. Bottom half of the 4th coming up. Puerto Rico, the visitors on top 3-1.
Welcome to this Geico Studio update on Heidi Watney. Venezuela taking on Italy earlier Saturday. Bottom of the 9th, Italy trails by 1. Gavin Cecchini with a chopper into left. 1 run scores to tie it. Drew Butera coming home collides with Salvador Perez. Perez would be helped off the field, a left knee injury. He had x-rays, the injury reportedly not serious. Game went to extras when Martin Prado did this. Finds the gap, Altuve scores. Venezuela takes an 11-10 lead. They win by that score. USA taking on the Dominican Republic in Miami. Bottom 8th, Nelson Cruz, a 3-run homer gives the DR their first lead of the game. Starling Marte tacked one on. DR wins it 7-5. This has been your Geico Studio update.
Mexico will bat here in the bottom half of the 4th inning with Gonzalez, Laird, and Navarro due up for him. Fielder's choice hit into for the first time. So Adrian Gonzalez looking for his first hit of the Classic this year, as he has taken an 0 for 6.
Yeah, his timing has been off. Remember, he did not have a chance to take a lot of prolonged BP sessions at Dodger camp due to the issue he had coming into camp with that bulky tennis elbow.
Gonzalez swings to the fastball from Lopez that's up and out of the strike zone. 4th World Baseball Classic for Adrian. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and a swing and a miss. Got him in a K. 3 strikeouts.
Well, we're just talking about weight pitches, Gary, and that previous inning, what we see here too is because of this pitch right here. Keep this in mind. Move their feet, get it off, don't lean over. Well, the last out could have been a home run, but look at this. That front hip starts flying open, all because being conscious of what had happened before you hit. The fastball is playing on the inner half for Gonzalez.
Don't let your hitters get comfortable. That is a swinging strike. 4 Ks on the board for Lopez. Laird picked up an RBI single in the 1st inning. Quiros, who had the walk, came to score. That is the run up there for Mexico. They have only 2 hits, and they both came in the 1st inning. Lopez has given up just 1 walk since then, and he's faced the minimum number of hitters. 0-1 pitch on the way, and that will just miss as he went for the outside corner.
And Lopez at 50 pitches. He's got 15 to work with, and Puerto Rico will love to have the 12 outs out of him, because they have mapped it out to have 2 starters actually play and work in this game.
That'll be fisted foul. For Puerto Rico, their offense, Lindor with the 2-run homer, 2nd batter of the ball game. They added another and a Beltran RBI single in the 3rd inning for their 3 runs. 3-4-0 for Puerto Rico, 1-2-0 for Mexico. 1-2 pitch on the way, and that'll be grounded down to 3rd. That is fair. Running throw, Correa. That one is on the money. Laird is retired.
That's pretty much like he's been playing there for the last 10 or 15 years. Made it look so easy, and one of the toughest challenges for a shortstop and making the adjustment to the corner is then clearing your body and squaring up those shoulders so that ball tails right into the mitt. Well done. Outstanding athletes have the ability to make this look oh so easy.
Goes back to his position at third. 2 down, nobody on. Here is Everett Navarro. Navarro flying out to center field his first time up, and the pitch is a strike on the outside corner.
Funny you say that about position at third, but it seems like Correa feels more and more comfortable in the territory he's covering right now.
Moves over towards the shortstop pole with a shift on here against Navarro. Grounded down to first and foul.
He's like, hey, wait a minute, this looks very familiar here.
Can't get a shift where you can get all 3 of them at short, but you get a shift here where you almost get 2 of them there. Talking about Correa, Lindor, and Baez.
Look at Carlos. Let me keep creeping to my left a little bit more. Kind of like that area.
And a swing and a miss. Tag put on as it bounced, and a solid 1-2-3 inning again for Lopez. Couple of strikeouts in it. He's got 5 in the ball game. A very strong start. Puerto Rico kind of chipping away here in this game to get the 3-1 lead that they have, and they'll try and add to it as we go to the 5th inning against Miguel Gonzalez, retiring the side in order in the 4th inning. Ramon Fuentes batting in the number 9 spot will take the pitch. It'll be a ball. He flied out to left field his first time up. Puerto Rico has left a couple on base. 2 left on by Mexico as well so far in the ball game. Not a lot of base runners. Fuentes takes the fastball. It's there for a strike.
Great to see how quickly Gonzalez is able to get back into counts, and it takes every single pitch. He's got 5 of them, and so far so good after the first 3 batters. Hurt him.
He has walked 1 and struck out 3. And that pitch is there for a strike as well. Lopez on the other side, 2 walks and 5 Ks.
Here, let's just say he's out there at this point playing catch.
Yep. Going back and forth, a lot of strikes, keeping himself in the ball game. Gonzalez ahead on the count here, 1-2. Pagan and Lindor at the top of the order, due up here in the 5th. And Gonzalez will try and move it inside a little bit. Missed. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count. No breeze here tonight at all. It is really comfortable. Keeping it close, and again moving a hitter back. See where the setup is for this pitch. It is away. And it broke back in and low. 3-2.
Certainly great flow to this ball game when it comes down to the guys on the mound, and both with different repertoires, styles. Nonetheless, pretty effective as the game has progressed.
3-2. Fuentes will foul that one off and keep the at-bat alive.
You can see where the quality of the contact has diminished mightily since the first inning. All about understanding what's working, what's not, taking something off of that fastball.
So many starters have so many problems in the first inning. It's a devil for most starters to get settled in. They've tried all kinds of different things. That'll be a walk right there. So Fuentes is on. Some starters will stay in the bullpen longer and warm up, throw as many pitches as they would at an inning before they even start the game. Some will just stay in the bullpen not throwing and then come out of the bullpen to start. They've tried everything. Starters who struggle in the first. It's a matter of settling in though and just getting the feel of it, and sometimes you just have to go through that first. That can be a struggle.
We both know so well. You go through some starters all throughout the big leagues. You look at ERAs divided into innings, and certainly the highest ERAs most times are found in the first
inning. Yep. Here's Angel Pagan, leadoff batter, giving himself a night. Couple of singles, 2 runs scored. Runner on at first base, 2nd walk surrendered by Gonzalez in the game. Angel Pagan with an opportunity now to keep it going, looking down to third. Joe Espada, third base coach, relaying signs here, even with the bag layered at third base. Big hole, of course, between first and second.
He needs that ground ball. Here once again with Miguel Gonzalez, even from up here. The only thing I'll be looking at to get my runners in motion is his head direction as he loads up. That's going towards the plate.
One delivery on the way, and will miss inside with it. 1 ball, 1 strike count. There you see, first round limit is 65. And 65 is the number. He can exceed it to complete an at-bat. And that's what's taking place here. And Angel Pagan. Gonzalez, the long look, and the pitch. And a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Pagan looked as though he might have thought there was going to be a throw to first base. He didn't get a very good cut at that ball. He kind of relaxed in the batter's box.
We've seen that twice. We saw it also with Correa in a previous at-bat.
He relaxed, and then it was like, oops, he's coming to the plate. 1 and 2. Gonzalez finishing up his start here with this batter. Long hold and a long time at the plate. Too long. Pagan asks for the timeout as he gets frozen.
That's what it is. The base runner. Watch his head when he settles and sets his hands. Watch his head or the bill of the cap. Where he's going is going to tell you if he's going home or if he's going to first base. That's the direction right there.
1-2 delivery. Runner not going down low.
Watch out.
He was fake the throw down to first base, and Pagan thought he was going to throw it, so he went down.
He's actually trying to be nice. And look what happens. He does not have to move. But also he doesn't want to get hit.
Guerrero came up as though he was going to go to first base and try for a pickoff. Big smile on Pagan's face.
Oh, Carrillo says, thank you, my friend.
We're not bouncing that off my helmet. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Fuentes keeps leaning at first, but he hasn't taken off. 2-2 delivery. And it was a 3-2 delivery. The pitch is outside. No. I was right. He was wrong. He thought the count was 3 balls, 2 strikes, apparently. He was ready to take a walk, but it wasn't. Now the count's 3-2.
That's a little confusion. Happens to everybody at some point. One thing I know is Pagan has been on base twice, has scored twice, and he wants to get on base again. Why not? That's his job.
If 3 walks will get you, 3 balls will get you there, take it.
He is in a very good hitting situation here.
See if they send the runner now with nobody out. 3 ball, 2 strike count on Pagan. Runner goes. Check swing. It's a walk. No, the throw doesn't matter. And that will be it for Gonzalez, not ending the way he would like. He has walked the first 2 batters here in this inning. And Miguel Gonzalez will be coming out of the game since he has reached the pitch count level. So the bullpen's going to be called on now by Mexico here in the 5th, and they'll have to start it in a tough situation with 2 on and nobody out. On top, 3-1 Puerto Rico. For a long time, you're going to be hearing about this name because of the numbers he's going to put up. Francisco Lindor. And if Cleveland is able to do even a little more than they did last year, you'll even hear more about him.
Only because he has said experience is going to help him.
Here's a good one, and he's going to get another shot at it. Jake Sanchez on the mound. Sanchez, 27 years old, in the Oakland organization, minor league ball, AA, 44 games, 7-5 record and 8 saves. There is Miguel Gonzalez out of the ball game.
Well, he was ahead of 16 of 19 batters. But look where he stands right now with 2 guys that he just was not able to hit the zone with.
Those walks. Lead runner Fuentes down at second base. Angel Pagan on at first, and here's the ever dangerous Francisco Lindor with a monster home run in the first inning, good for 2 RBIs. And the pitch taken for a strike on the outside corner. Lindor is also flying out to center field. He got pretty good wood the second time he was up as well.
Well, the talent and the joy with which he plays really is one of those things that sets as a great role model for young baseball players.
Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way to him. That'll be inside. Sanchez in an unenviable spot here coming out of the bullpen. There you see the 2015, 2016 numbers. Trending up would be the word.
You must say it. I mean, he made the Cleveland team so much better as a rookie when he played only 99 games, batting .313.
Head on the count here, 2 balls and 1 strike. Sanchez delivery to him, going for the outside corner, found it, and that'll even it up. At 2-2 on Lindor.
The right thing. I mean, since that long home run, you want to have the ball stay in that spot, away from down and in, where he crushed the ball here in the first inning.
Runners off first and second. So the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here. The infield hoping for the ground ball at double play depth. Lindor's going to have room in that 5.5 Tony Gwynn hole between short and third, as they have moved Cruz over to try and hold that runner close at second base. 3-2 pitch on the way, goes the other way. Chance for 2. He gets over to cover. No relay back. Ball not hit particularly hard, so they will get the force out at second base. Lindor reaches on a fielder's choice, and it moves Fuentes over to third.
As we have mentioned so often throughout this tournament, is the unknown and what value that could have for you. And we saw Correa approaching Carlos Beltran on some of the information they have in the scouting. The new arm on the mound and Jacob Sanchez. And let's see how all that information is translated and put in use here by Carlos.
Well, Correa will stand in with only 1 away. That infield's got to stay at double play depth.
So there are things like, does it have any tail on the fastball? Of course, you want speed. Any late life? Is it one of those heavy 88 to 90 miles an hour? And what does he do when he's behind? And what does he try to do when he's ahead in the count?
Correa's drawn a walk, and he is flied out. First and third. Even with the bag at third, Laird keeps creeping in, and the pitch is taken inside. 1 for 4 runners in scoring position for Puerto Rico so far in this ball game.
And Mexico has let it know very early that they're trying to just keep Correa from extending those arms.
Correa now with a hit in 5 at bats, a home run in this WBC. 1-0 pitch to him, that's right there, and he bangs his back foot because that's the pitch. Throw me that again and I'll lose it. But that time he had guessed wrong.
Got a little information on Sanchez because there's a team from Puerto Rico that won the Caribbean Series that beat him recently in Culiacan. So yes, there's some fresh info against a team Puerto Rico. Criollos de Caguas who won the championship.
Out of these players know one another from winter ball. 1-1 delivery on the way. Got jammed a little bit. Drives it to center field. It'll be hauled in. Verdugo is back there to get it. Runner will tag. A productive at bat. Fuentes will score, having drawn the leadoff walk. He crosses the plate. RBI Correa, and it is a 4-1 lead for Puerto Rico.
Just a professional, solid approach at bat, not trying to do too much, cutting down the swing and just using whatever the pitcher is going to give him. And extension or not, that ball carried a long ways. Look how simple. Goes down and gets it with a great follow through. He's got a nice and easy load up mechanism.
So they add another run. 2 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 more here in the 5th so far. Beltran up with a runner on at first base. Carlos Beltran with 2 down.
And another costly walk. How many walks do you think percentage-wise we have seen to eventually come and score in the games we've done so far?
25–30% at least, I think. We had 3 in the last game for just one team that scored. And that ball's going to be fouled back. It's always been one of the great numbers, consistent. If you go back over 100 years of baseball records, if you walk a batter to lead off an inning, your chances of scoring in that inning are 75%.
Believe it. For whatever reason. And it's what it is.
Yeah, and it's a walk to lead off an inning. If a guy gets on other than a walk to lead off an inning, the numbers are still up, but they're closer to 50%. But for some reason, that walk, many say it's because a pitcher, after walking the leadoff batter, gets shaken a little bit and throws some fat stuff to the next couple of hitters because he doesn't want to walk anybody else. So he gives better pitches to the guys who follow the walk to hit.
And certainly it is proven by many years put behind that.
Pitch on the way, yikes, right through the box and a base hit. Down went Sanchez on his back on that shot up the middle. Beltran, who had a base hit his last time up's got another one. Down to second base goes Lindor, and a 2-for-3 ball game for Beltran.
Watch out. Who passed the information along to Correa? Carlos Beltran, who gets that knock and uses all that info to great use. Carlos Beltran. After Correa, of course, did what he needed to do and get that run in.
That'll be 5 hits in the ball game for Puerto Rico. There are 2 down here in the inning, but they've got a chance to score again. Runners on at first and second base.
A couple of at-bats where Yadi Molina's swing has been very long. And remember, he hit a long home run here opposite field in game number 1. But certainly, perhaps it's time for Yadi to make the adjustment and cut things down here.
Molina's popped out twice. Things get a little tighter for Mexico. Down 4-1. That one Bell tying in. And Molina taking all the way on a 1-0 count.
Didn't even flinch. Nope. Which tells you where he's looking. Middle out. Off speed and stay on the baseball.
1-0 pitch to him. Out in front, drives it down the line into foul territory. And a souvenir for one of the fans to take home.
There's one thing to have your approach thinking right center field, opposite field, or to have your approach looking middle out. Middle out does not necessarily mean that you're going to be pushing the ball the other way. I mean, with these powerful hitters all around baseball nowadays, you see how many guys hook balls in the outer half and pull it to their side for home runs.
1 ball, 1 strike delivery to him. Molina fouls that one back up overhead.
Right into the buses.
He was on it and missed it. And a 1 ball, 2 strike count. A note here, you notice the little band on the shoulder there. You're looking at an advertisement on a uniform.
Also on the helmets.
And the helmets, it's a sign of things to come in Major League Baseball. It is only a matter of time. They're kind of using it here in the WBC as a break-in. Fans will get used to it in a hurry. Swing and a miss. Hits that one down and away. Molina goes as a strikeout victim. Sanchez gets out of the inning, but a run scores after a leadoff walk. Correa picking up the RBI, and it is 4-1 Puerto Rico.
The DQ.
Manny Machado playing at third base with the Orioles and also with the Dominican Republic made this play 2013. And you want to see a hitter going, I'm out? How can I possibly be out? Cruz for the Yankees looked over and then once the eyes on him.
He said, what?
He made that play? And he comes to the plate here. And the pitch taken for a strike. Flied out to left field his first time up. Bottom third of the order for Mexico. Yomiuri Giants in Japan. His club this past year for Cruz.
And for Jorge Lopez, to continue to be as effective as he needs to be, because he has given Puerto Rico more than they expected here pitching into the 5th inning.
Up to his 58 pitch count. Really spectacular. 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. He's given up 1 run on 2 hits. And both those hits came in the 1st inning. Cruz will go to first base. That'll be gobbled up. Played to the bag by Rivera. Cruz is retired.
After making 22 pitches in the 1st inning, boy, he has settled down. How about that talk after the long 1st inning from he and a conversation with Yadier Molina and how valuable that has become?
Certainly has been effective. He'll be given a little time right here because he's coming out of the game. So Lopez has completed his work.
He's getting some hugs on the mound.
And they should. A tremendous start for this 24-year-old right-hander who does not give up a hit after the 1st inning, retiring the side in order in 2 of the full 4 that he worked. Well, what a performance by Jorge Lopez, 24-year-old right-hander, making the start. Couldn't be more effective.
He continues to get more and more comfortable with his stuff, location, release point, and mixing as the game progresses. And look at that curveball, changing speeds off of the curveball, elevating the fastball, implemented the changeup, and of course, that's where he got many of high fives and hugs on that mound.
So the bullpen now asked to hang on to a 4-1 lead for Puerto Rico. 1 down, nobody on here in the 5th. And out of the bullpen, Santiago, Hector Santiago, and inside twice on these pitches to Robertson, who is on doing the hitting here in the number 8 spot.
And here's where Mexico, of course, also has to do its homework and understand that Hector Santiago does have a walk in his game. He led the American League in walks ratio per 9 innings.
So you might want to take a few pitches here. There are the numbers with the Angels and the Twins. A lot of games, 33. You see the walks, the strikeouts there. Grounded down to 3rd. That'll be foul, really eating him up. Chris Robertson here, his first time to the plate.
Santiago got a 3.91 walk ratio for every 9 innings. Once again, that was the highest in the American League. And Hector does have a lot of fastball and a standing changeup.
And then he goes up and away after Robertson had the bees ringing through his hands, and he gets the strikeout.
And that's what Hector does, boy. He just never knows what's going to be happening on that mound. I'll tell you what he also has the ability to do is to pitch out of trouble, because he gets himself into so much trouble that he is also one of the best in baseball with runners in scoring position. Go figure.
Yeah, kind of a complicated group of numbers for him.
Yes. And yes, he's been an all-star as an Angel.
Jorge Carrero coming up, batting 9th, doing the catching. Strikeout victim. His first time up. Offense has disappeared for Mexico with the pitching of Lopez. See if they can do any better against the bullpen. They have not had a hit since Laird got a single in the 1st inning. They picked up both of their hits, scored their run there, and he will take care of that, break that string with a base hit right here. Pagan up with it, a 2-out single on at first base, and turns the order over.
All you want is the offense to have a chance, and the margin and deficit right now at 3 runs is exactly where you want to keep it, and to give your offense in this ballpark and with a crowd behind them to have a chance.
Well, let's see if they can do something with it with 2 down. Manny Rodriguez is going to come on for Quiros in the leadoff spot. And getting some changes here in the personnel against the left-hander.
I don't blame Edgar Gonzalez. There's no time to think about what might happen in later innings. Now is the time. He knows Hector is in here not for an inning. He's here as another starter who could get you some length.
And the pitch will be taken for a strike.
Your mentality would be different if you knew there was only a guy that was bridging a gap for the next pitcher, but that is not the purpose here with Hector Santiago.
Rodriguez, 34-year-old veteran at the plate. Down the line the other way, foul. 87 games in the Mexican League with a .303 batting average this past year. 12 home runs, 69 RBIs for Manny Rodriguez. He's played in over 800. Well, he's played 847 games in the Mexican League. And they're adjusting the D.
Well, adjusting to the velocity from Santiago and the tendencies on the spray chart by Rodriguez.
Cheer for Manny Rodriguez, who fouls that one back into the screen. Runner on at first base. There are two down, though, here in the fifth inning. Top of the order now will be held by Rodriguez.
Hector has the ability to turn the fastball over, elevated. He can get up there to the mid-90s and have you expand upstairs, and then he's able to expand by pushing you off the plate to get that changeup in the swings and misses.
0-2. Tantalizing, but not there.
He tried.
And a 1-ball 2-strike count over the top with that pitch. 4-1 lead for Puerto Rico, trying to go 2-0. Mexico, if they cannot come back in this game, will end up 0-2. So with every out for Mexico, the pressure increases. Find a way to get a lead. Pulled it foul.
Hector Santiago, just a wonderful personality and somebody that really cares about where he came from. Newark, New Jersey, an area that he knows has been infested through the years with so many negative things for the youngsters, and he has created his foundation. He has helped to rebuild baseball fields. He's got Santiago Soldiers, help with his family.
We were talking about the Roberto Clemente Award. He was the Angels nominee in 2015 because of the kind of work he was doing in the community.
You know, and it could be a day that he's pitching that day and he'll go do it. Make the appearance, no problems whatsoever.
The Manny chant going. Manny Rodriguez at the plate. And he's gone. That'll end the chant and the inning. No runs on one hit, no errors, and one left on base. Santiago comes on from the bullpen and gets a couple of strikeouts. It remains a 4-1 lead for Puerto Rico. Very strange situation right here. Play came at the plate, and down went Perez, Salvador Perez. Leg caught underneath Butera, who's his teammate in Kansas City, the backup catcher for him. He limped off, but we understand that they do not think it is a serious injury. We were told they're going to do x-rays tomorrow.
Thankfully, that is the best of news that we're expecting. Hopefully, also Butera is not banged up, because he went shoulder first right into the shin guards of his teammate in Kansas City, Salvi Perez.
Wow. Gallegos comes out on the mound. Sanchez worked an inning. He had a strikeout and gave up a hit. The second pitcher, now the third, on the mound here in a 4-1 ball game with Puerto Rico on top.
And a huge responsibility to keep it going, quick pace, see if these Puerto Rican hitters will chase out of the zone, but get your team back to the dugout and give your offense a chance. There's still a lot of game out there.
Baez reached for one, pulls it deep and foul. Javier Baez 0 for 2 in the game, 1 for 6 in the Classic here in Mexico. And a 2-strike count on him. 4 runs charged to the starter, Miguel Gonzalez, on 4 hits and 4+ innings. He walked 3, struck out 3. Manny Rodriguez is now at second base. Robson stays in the game in center. Verdugo is in right, going from center to right. Big cut and fouled right straight back. Baez, Rosario, Rivera due up for Puerto Rico, batting in the 6th.
There's something up close to the eyes, and Javi Baez never gets cheated.
Giovanni Gallegos delivers. Another big cut. Those are two pretty good swings right there on balls that weren't strikes.
It's a danger zone you're toying with right there. Because he is looking middle in, and if it doesn't matter if it's down or up, he is swinging.
Gallegos, 25 years old, native of Mexico in the Yankees organization. Baez will ask the timeout.
There's a ball rolling behind the plate.
Yeah. Oh-2 delivery on the way. That'll be outside. Some interesting numbers for Giovanni Gallegos. In AAA ball and AA ball pitched last year, he struck out 106 batters, which was more than the amount of hits, walks, and home runs he gave up combined. He gave up a total of 70 hits, walks, and homers. That ball in the air to the gap's going to fall in. That will be a base hit. Ups it over to get it. Going to go for two. Throw coming in. Will not be in time. Baez gets himself a leadoff double.
You see so many players here take the extra base from every single team, and just the knowledge of what the ball has been doing when it gets into those gaps. Even balls that are just 4 or 5 steps away from the outfielders, you see the batters just get out of the box and say, I'm going to hustle and get myself the extra bag. It's great to see this. As guys have to be so careful with this turf, the high hops, how the ball rolls and gets to you. You got to play the angles right. Thus, it makes you play a little bit deeper when you're trying to retrieve the baseball on a hop.
3 out of 6, the leadoff man has been on base for Puerto Rico, and the previous 2 times they scored. Here's Eddie Rosario. Laird will move in at third base. Rosario has struck out twice. Cruz will move over to hold the runner to a big hole at short. See if Rosario indeed squares around here to try and move him up or get a base hit. He does not. Fouls it off. Rosario with 2 Ks so far in this game. That's hit number 6 for Puerto Rico. Leadoff single first inning. Lindor followed with a home run. Leadoff single third inning by Pagan. They got an RBI by Beltran. Leadoff walk in the 5th inning. They got an RBI. Correa on a sac fly. Now a leadoff double here in the 6th inning. That's going to be a base hit into right field. He'll make the turn at third. It's going to be held up. Throw will come all the way through down to second base. The throw and got him. Carrillo with the throw as Rosario trying to extend it into a double as the cutoff man was missed on the throw from Verdugo in right field and came all the way through in the fly.
It appeared like after Coach Josue Espada put on the brakes very loudly on his base running bearing towards the plate Baez, and a good read by Rosario himself. I mean, this is not a bad play. He sees that the cutoff man is missed and he's got to go for it. And what it took is a strike and a very close play at second base. There's a tag. As the ball arrives, so does the body of Rosario.
9-2-6 on the putout. Runner at third. Infield in. Only 1 out. TJ Rivera. And Rivera will take the pitch down low. Joe Espada, the third base coach that time, I think he was going to grab Baez if he had kept on going. He had almost moved out into the foul line area. He had both arms up and he was standing directly in front of the base runner between home and third and wasn't going to let him go by. We've seen somebody run through one of those signs earlier today and get thrown out at the plate. 1-0 delivery on the way, and that ball is going to be popped up. Big out if they can get it right here. Laird in foul territory puts it away. So the drawn in infield. Rivera can't take advantage of it. 2 down.
Well, pitches needed to be executed, especially in tough times, and the more you can get an anxious hitter to get out of his comfort zone and hit more into what you're providing, of course, is going to be better for you in terms of results.
Now the infield can back up with 2 away. And Giovanni Gallegos with a chance to get out of the inning. Fuentes a walk in the 5th scored. He is flied out. 1 hit, 4 at bats so far in the 2 games played. Outfield plays him the other way towards left. Big gap in right center. And the pitch away for a ball. Lead runner Baez at 3rd. Fuentes in the air to left field. Navarro will put that one away, and that'll do it. No runs, couple of hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. So Gallegos works himself out of. Jalisco, Mexico is the site. That's the state. Guadalajara is the capital of the state, and that's where we are in our 2017 World Baseball Classic on day 3 of pool play here. Final day will be tomorrow unless there's a tiebreaker needed on Monday. Doubleheader day here, doubleheader day tomorrow. And the pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. Alex Verdugo leads it off here in the 6th inning for Mexico.
And this Estadio Charros de Jalisco has been full every single game. Great attendance.
They've packed it in here. Now they want to see their team Mexico get a win and not go 0-2. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be foul back. Santiago remains on the mound. The second pitcher used by Puerto Rico in the game. Came on in that last inning to get a couple of outs, both strikeouts. Juarez and then Gonzalez due up 2-3-4 in the order for Mexico. Down the line in left field. Angel Pagan moves over and puts it away.
Well, we talk about Charros de Jalisco, and no bigger name or number than number 34, which reigns here right above the batter's eye, and Fernando Valenzuela, who is part of the coaching staff for Team Mexico, and of course, well known all over Major League Baseball, Fernando Mania. But good to see that number 34 shining over the batter's eye, but better yet, to see Fernando in the dugout.
Watching. Hoping this team finds some offense. Not there. Juarez goes right back to the mound. 2 down.
The local Hector foul.
Put the glove up, and there it is. Just like Fernando would have played it.
And when we look right next to Fernando over the batter's eye is number 21 for a great Mexican slugger who Fernando, of course, admires as a child. Hector Espino, that big number 21. Also shines here as a Charro.
2 down, nobody on, and a strike thrown. Adrian Gonzalez will want to get on, but he'd like to extend the inning a little too. These 2 outs here in the 6th inning have come in a hurry. He has struck out hit into a fielder's choice. Pitch will be away. Gonzalez looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 7.
There's number 21 for Hector Espino. He is Mexican baseball's Babe Ruth. Played in summer ball, played in winter ball, only here at home. Mr. Espino.
Gonzalez waits. Molina went out. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 down. Semi shift on here. Shortstop was right behind the bag, and that's exactly where the ball's hit. Lindor makes it. That's as quick an inning as you can have, and the fans booing a little bit as this Team Mexico goes down without much of a fight, but you got to give some credit to Santiago for the job done right there. 4-1 Puerto Rico. We go deeper into this ball game as we've completed 6 now, and a 4-1 lead, and Mexico still trying to find a way to get some runs. Angel Pagan at the top of the order. Yeah, he goes out of the bullpen. Good job in that last inning. Worked his way out of a leadoff double and not giving anything up. Pagan will go after the first one and foul it off. He's had a couple of singles, 2 runs scored, and he has drawn a walk in the game.
Angel Pagan has looked good all throughout this tournament so far, and also in the pre-tournament exhibition games where his manager, Edwin Rodriguez, was very pleased, of course, on how he looks health-wise, and still considering his bounce back year last year. He feels like he can contribute to a big league team now.
A little late on that one, fouled it off. Back over into the dugout.
Good, of course, an issue with Pagan, unfortunately, is the fact that he's had trouble staying on the field as of late. But here he is trying to prove that he is ready and up to the next challenge on the major league level.
Yeah, he goes for the 0-2 delivery to him, and he fooled him. Took a little off that. He will get the strikeout and one away here in the 7th inning.
Gallegos has enough on that fastball to just keep you honest on both sides of the plate. You saw the flinching action there by Pagan when he took that pitch. It was already back on his heels.
This will bring Lindor up. Francisco Lindor with a home run. First inning, second batter in the game. Since then has hit into a fielder's choice, and he has flied out. Got 2 RBIs on the homer, with Pagan having reached ahead of him on a base hit to start the game. Tears into this one to right field. That is way, way back at the wall. Towering fly ball. Goodbye home run. Another one of those long, high shots. And Lindor is getting a home run reel here in this game of some tremendous fly balls.
My goodness, can he generate some power? Oh, so joyful in that bright smile. But mainly is a thunder out of that bat that Puerto Rico has been welcoming here, and he does it again. 2 hands on that bat, full extension, and now he knew it again.
2 home runs, 3 RBIs for Lindor.
Lift, separate, and see how far it goes.
That one to the back of the stands. In the air to right field again off the bat of Correa. This one's going to stay in the ballpark. Verdugo is out there to make the catch. 2 down here in the 7th inning.
Look at this. Oh, Yachty, and that bleach hair. It's all about you, man. See this more and more in the reaction from Puerto Rico.
They may, Lindor especially, may not change that hair dye going into the regular season.
Keep it.
Yeah, it's working. Well, Lindor putting on an offensive and defensive show here in the WBC in Mexico. 5-1 lead for Puerto Rico. And
we talk about the hair and the bleaching, but Carlos Beltran told his teammates, hey, I have no more hair on me, but how about this? How about the beard? Take that route, and there it is.
That'll work. Beltran, 2 singles, 2 for 3, and an RBI in the game. Pitch will be taken away. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And for Mexico, the hole gets a little deeper. They're down 5-1. They've shown no signs of having an offense here in the ball game tonight. Limited to a run on 3 hits so far. Against the shift, cuts over the top of that one. And the count goes to 1-2.
Carlos, one of those key additions made by the Houston Astros, who also brought along Josh Reddick and Brian McCann.
One-two delivery to him. And the miss up, maybe a little inside as well. 2 ball, 2 strike count on Beltran. Molina waiting on deck if Beltran can keep the inning alive. And that'll go the other way, but it will be a foul ball. Now here's the first home run that came in the first inning by Francisco Lindor. See if you can follow it.
Listen to this. So with that bunker that you found earlier today walking in here.
That's right.
Huh? That was a bunker situated under a berm over there in the grassy area beyond the stands in right field.
The shift was on, and that's going to be an infield hit. Cruz was the only one left on that side. Beltran able to beat that out. He's got a 3-for-4 ball game as he gets his 3rd single of the night. He's not going to get a lot of infield hits anymore, but when he does, that's the kind you'll get when the shift's on and he goes the other way.
Hey, it doesn't hurt to be a little ahead and get a little squibber here and there. And a lot of things just going the right way for Puerto Rico and the wrong way for Mexico, and the pressure is on here with the home crowd.
Yep. Which has been quieted down by the performance of Puerto Rico in this game. Here's Yadier Molina, 0 for 3 in the game, 2 for 7 in the Classic this year. Gallego's delivery to him down to third and foul. 9 hits now for Puerto Rico.
Yadi is one that's not afraid to go out there and experiment in the batting cage, during soft toss, during short toss, on how he wants to feel before beginning his trigger and going back. And today we see a different approach that we saw game 1, where his bat is laying on that right shoulder. A little tapping action there.
That one way outside. He just did not get a good read on that one. And a 2-strike count on Molina. Puerto Rico, we talked about, there have been 21 players who've been in all 4 WBCs. Puerto Rico's got J.C. Romero, Orlando Roman, Carlos Beltran, who's at first base, and Yadier Molina, who's at the plate, have all been in all 4 of the WBCs.
Some of those guys just ride him up and they will be there.
Gallegos with the 0-2 delivery on the way, and will miss up high with it.
You know, I give a lot of credit to Alex Cora, who has done a marvelous job in guiding and keeping this group together, facing many challenges and making sure everybody knows how they fit, what role they're going to play, and of course the communication lines between he and his coaches and manager Edwin Rodriguez has all made it quite a smooth flow for Puerto Rico. And of course Alex Cora played for Team Puerto Rico in the inaugural WBC.
That's going to go to first base. Handled by Gonzalez for the out, but a run in on a couple of hits. Base runner left on the homer. Lindor's got 2 in the game. He's got 3 RBIs. He parks this one to the back of the bleachers in right. 7th inning stretch time here in Mexico. Puerto Rico on top by a score of 5-1. Expand the interest of Major League Baseball. When you do, this is what happens.
Well, going back to our first World Baseball Classic, we saw Team Mexico, we saw Team Panama. I mean, just the names, the Yu Darvishes of the world, the Daisuke Matsusakas of the world, all over the place, and the Cespedes and our oldest Chapman for Cuba. And before you know it, they're contributing major leaguers.
And that number just keeps growing. Fouled off out of play. Fans settle back in after the 7th inning stretch. Brandon Laird leading it off. Mexico coming down to the now or never land in this WBC. Trailing 5-1, out hit 9-3. They've had 1 single since the 1st inning. Not much you can do as a manager except hope.
And no manager has had it better in terms of mapping out and seeing how the route has progressed than Edwin Rodriguez with his pitching staff.
Laird will take that one for a strike. Santiago, this is only the 2nd pitcher used by Puerto Rico in this game, and we're in the 7th inning. Suede Lopez, 4 1/3 innings, a run on 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. Great job. That ball deep in the gap and up, and bounces off the top of the wall. Laird would go in with a double. Rosario had a chance at it. Almost caught it. Fuentes a good job to back it up, and Laird is on with a leadoff 2-bagger.
Oh, whatever it takes to give a lift to this Mexican offense, and why not, comes from your big bats. Those are the ones that have the biggest thunder, that can get you on the board very quickly. And a Laird that really has been scuffling, just finding that pitch selection to make him effective and more productive. Just out of the reach of Eddie, who is a tremendous athlete and gives a full effort here.
They actually have overplayed that ball. It came down underneath him. Probably didn't even have to jump. So Navarro, Efren Navarro, runner on at 2nd base with hit number 4 for Mexico. He is flied out and struck out. Navarro Jugado with a couple of hits in 5 at-bats here in the 2 games played. Pitcher asking for the timeout there. Delivery on the way to him. That's going to be a base hit into left field. Pagan on a hop. Runner will stop at third. So a little offensive life here in the 7th inning. A double single. First and third, nobody out.
Oh, badly needed. And trying to create some momentum and trying to get on the board here somehow. And Efrain Navarro himself fights off a fastball. He knows a lot about Hector Santiago. He was part of the Angels system. And he knew at some point, one way or the other, he was going to see a fastball and probably elevate it. And he did. Didn't waste it.
It's the crowd from Mexico up on their feet. Luis Cruz will stand in. Cruz 0 for 2. Fly ball, ground ball out. The Mexico chant up. And so too for the bullpen for Puerto Rico. Delivery on the way. That ball going to right field. That'll get at least 1 run in. Rosario over, makes the catch. Runner tags. No. Good throw. They hold him up. Rosario a good arm. Laird does not go from third base.
And seeing how the ball had been carrying here throughout this tournament, I'm surprised that ball didn't carry a little bit more. I'm with you. I thought that ball was going to carry more, where Rosario was going to have to catch it flat-footed and not even attempt to throw it home. But there he is. He loaded up nicely.
Got the cutoff man. Laird tagged and stayed.
No need there to take a chance.
So 1 away. They will look for the ground ball, try and get a double play here. Chris Roberson came on to hit in the 5th inning, struck out, stayed in the ball game in center field. Double barrel action. Alone. Claudio getting ready in a hurry. 1 down. Roberson looking to bunt. That will be for a base hit. If indeed he laid a bunt down. Not going to give up an out here.
Not a big fan of that last attempt.
Doesn't do much, does it?
Play to what this ballpark is offering you. You have a fastball type pitcher. He's going to challenge you at some point. Robertson knows very well he's a very seasoned veteran player in this league in Mexico.
0-1 delivery on the way to him outside.
In other words, swing the bat.
One ball, 1 strike count off first and third. That's going to be a base hit. Robson's got a single. That'll bring in a run. So Laird scores. Navarro goes to second. Levison's got an RBI, and it is a 5-2 game.
That's why you want to go out there and swing the bat. Create better momentum. Don't take chances on trying to get out with a bunt. You need the run. They need your speed. And Roberson knows this league. Well done.
So he gets the job done. And maybe a big inning here in the 7th. With only 1 down and 2 on.
Ricky Bonas, pitching coach. Trying to get an assessment here from Santiago, who stands at only 30 pitches.
Gotta like that.
I know how much you love mariachi. Maybe tomorrow we can find a Gary Thorne one.
Mariachi?
The big Charo hat.
That's a beautiful thing.
In fact, that's an order.
There's a rule about travel. Never buy a sombrero when you go to Mexico. You can carry that through for a lot of countries. Don't buy a beret in France. Things that clog up the house when you get them back home.
Wear it home.
Never gonna wear it again.
Wear it on the plane.
All right. Murillo stands in. 5-2 ball game, 2 on. He represents the potential tying run. in this game at the plate. Santiago's delivery will miss. Base hit his last time up, 1 for 2 in the game.
Hector has not been able to establish much away from the fastball. And of course, Mexico knows that. Hitters take that idea into their at-bats here.
Guerrilla waiting on it. That's going to be down low. I believe Santiago probably seeing his last hitter.
You can see how much quieter Yadi Molina has become with Santiago on the mound than with the youngsters. And all just to serve as a calming presence. He does not want to serve as any more distraction to him.
That'll be chopped towards third base, cut off. There's into right field, an error. Navarro will come around to score. Over to third base, Roberson. A big non-play. It is 5-3, and Puerto Rico does not get it out on that ground ball.
Oh, the valley of pressure, and also Javi Baez, who was hanging around the bag, got knocked out sharply at second base with a very aggressive slide at second base by the runner. All clean, all within the rules. He went right at the bag.
It'll be an error charged.
And this is exactly what this ballpark needed. It is exactly what Edgar Gonzalez needed.
Error charged on Correa at third base as he threw it into right field.
Goes to his left. He's off balance. You can see where he dropped that elbow. And that ball sailed on him.
Runner was being held up till that ball went away. Now first and third, a 5-3 game, still only one away. Top of the order. Here's Manny Rodriguez, came on in the 5th inning to hit and strike out, so just his second plate appearance. First error we've had in the game, allowing the second run of the inning to score. And Santiago stays on the mound. 0-1 the count. Reaches for it and fouls it off. Mexico's got the towels going in the dugout. Players all up, waving them.
Yes, that's big.
Waited a long time for the inning, but they're getting it here in the 7th. 2-strike count. And up high with that one. Verdugo waiting on deck. Santiago ready with a 1-2 delivery on the way, and he chased one up high and gets the strikeout.
That's Hector for you. He knows he cannot be experimenting at this point with a changeup or his slider or curveball, which he doesn't throw very often, but it's going back to number 1, and he has the ability to get it by you. All so sneaky, and of course following the targeted one, Yadi Molina.
So meeting at the mound. With Verdugo coming up. He's had an 0 for 3 in the ball game. Yadi Molina moving back in very slowly as he's taking a look at the D out there, positioning him. And a little smile from the fans of Mexico, who waited a while to be able to do that in this game. Alex Verdugo, first and third, 2 down. Big at bat. Pitch will be taken outside for a ball. Tells you something about leaving Santiago in and the confidence they have in him.
You have to.
Now you want the lefty on lefty.
He has the numbers to prove that. Career for Hector Santiago, runners in scoring position in the major leagues, 195 average against.
And that's the situation he is pitched into here in the 7th inning. And a strike in the outside corner at the knees. Verdugo, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 runs in here in the 7th. 1 on an error. 1 on the Roberson RBI base hit. And Mexico's made it a game at 5-3.
Verdugo, a very strong hitter. Has the ability to wait on the pitch and explode with his hands.
1-1 delivery to him. That's there. A little bit further in the middle of the plate than Molina wanted, but it's a strike, and it's 1-2.
Verdugo choking up, lefty-lefty matchup. Watching him take batting practice. He'll go line to line, but also push the ball the other way with a lot of authority. He thinks he's a right-handed hitter, hitting the ball sometimes.
1-2 delivery. Protects on that and fouls it away.
Just like that.
That's why the D plays pretty much straight up on him.
And look where left fielder is. Of course, watching some batting practice. He got some spray charts on those tendencies. Early in the count, later in the count, 2 strikes. When he's ahead, well, he's behind, and they're using it. That's what he does. Defend well.
Molina back out to the dismay of the fans from Mexico.
Hector has enough life on that fastball where they are respecting and protecting against any ball hit down that left field line. And Pagan is playing as close to the line as you will see anybody against a left-handed batter.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Way outside on the setup, bounced and stopped. Molina jumped out of the strike zone as he set that target up for that pitch, and the count goes to 2-2. Now you got to come get him. You don't want to go 3-2.
Pitch number 21 right there by Santiago, who came into this inning having thrown 21 pitches.
Verdugo will back out. Two down. Another bouncer gets away. That's going to score a run. A wild pitch as he buried it out in front of home plate. And it is a 1-run ball game. He got away with it once, but not twice.
Well, that is also the danger of trying to at least show the hitter something differently, something traveling in another direction. But when the guy on the mound has not established consistency with that, this is what happens. More times than not.
Now the potential tying run is at second base. 3 runs in the inning. Aaron, a wild pitch contributing. 3 ball, 2 strike count on Verdugo. Chopper back to the mound. Santiago makes the flip, and the inning is over. But here in the 7th, Mexico creates some stir. They will pick up the 3 runs, doing it on 3 hits, leave a base runner on. 5-4 Puerto Rico. Well, Puerto Rico seen their lead down to 1, 5-4. As we go to the 8th inning, Mexico is the home team in this game. So Puerto Rico will try and add something to it here in the 8th. Baez, Rosario, Rivera due up against Fernando Salas, who enters the game. Mets organization, 31-year-old. Boy, we've seen some rips from Baez. He's had a double, 1 for 3 in the ball game, 2 for 7 in the Classic here in Mexico.
And Salas lasted all of 5 pitches against Team Italy before he was out of there. He was banged around very quickly by the Italians.
Salas on for Gallegos. Gallegos gave up 4 hits, a couple of innings, but only 1 run, had 1 strikeout. 5-4. Puerto Rico trying to go 2-0. Mexico trying to avoid taking an 0-2.
And shutdown innings are at a premium here for Team Mexico.
Baez waiting on it. It'll be up and in. Lindor's being the big hitter for this Puerto Rican team today with 2 home runs and 3 RBIs. On the other side, Puerto Rico's been their own worst enemy. Error, scored a run. Wild pitch, scored a run. Baez again on a big cut. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Miguel Aguilar in the bullpen. Javier Baez waits on the 2-2, and it'll be full. Full count delivery. Went up and gets him to go after it. Baez is a strikeout victim for Salas. 1 down in the 8th inning.
That's exactly what they need out of Salas. Go out there and use the experience, use his stuff, trust it, and elevate at will with that fastball, because, of course, you got to respect his slider and his changeup. A very eager hitter cannot get above the letters in Javi Baez. But Salas was terrific after joining the Mets. He had a 2.08 ERA in 17 in the 3rd innings. But his whip, 0.63.
That is really low. And that is in there for a strike. Rosario a base hit, and he has struck out twice.
Here are the brothers. Jose Molina on the left and Yadi, of course, on the right. Outstanding baseball minds all over the Molina family.
0-1 delivery on the way to him. That'll be outside. One. He's not going to take any foul balls that'll hurt him. Comes prepared and protected.
El Santo? Lucha Libre or Nacho Libre?
1-1 delivery on the way. Lifted the other way. That's got a chance to fall in. Navarro playing very deep and around towards center field. That falls in for a base hit. Rosario's got his 2nd hit. Comes with 1 down here in the 8th. He's 2 for 4 in the ball game.
What a great job by first base coach Jose Titi Valentin in pointing to that bag and letting Eddie Rosario know you are to round, but you are to stay right here. It's valuable as the game progresses just to have base runners aboard. Look at Tony Valentin. That's great. Step on it, but you're not going anywhere.
So there's a potential run out on the base paths with 1 away. TJ Rivera. Rivera's 0 for 3 in the ball game. Little tip and a foul ball at the plate right there. 0-1. Gonzalez, the starter for Mexico. 4 runs, 4 hits, 4+. Sanchez worked an inning, strikeout and a hit. Gallegos, the 2 innings, a run, 4 hits, and now Salas on.
It's a good matchup here of Mets teammates.
The 0-1 delivery on the way will catch the inside corner for a strike to Rivera.
TJ did such a wonderful job for the Mets, a local kid living the dream, as many dream here in Mexico.
His eyes are looking a lot like mine.
Keep looking. Look to your right.
0-2 count with 1 down.
So are mine. You have athletes on this ball club. You have options on this ball club, as Edwin Rodriguez has shared with us. He also feels like he has a bunch of his sons playing for him, his kids.
That'll be in the air to right. Verdugo is there, backs up a few steps, puts it away. Runner halfway will come back. And there are 2 down. So Salas gets a couple of outs with a single in the middle by Rosario.
We found your hat, Gary.
Now that, of course, you couldn't get it on the plane. You'd be charged for extra luggage. Actually, I could use the hair more than I use the hat very quickly. Well, there's no question about who you're cheering for, sir.
No,
we understand that immediately. There's one look and we know. Here's Fuentes.
By the way, that hat in this ballpark is not disturbing anybody.
No.
You are the home team. And a Charro head, of course, carries a lot of weight around here. There's no obstruction whatsoever. Keep it on.
A walk, and he scored in the 5th inning. He's flied out to left twice. Rosario still on at first base. And Salas's delivery. Will miss a little bit. And a 1-0 count. Closing in on 11:30 local time. Pitch on the way. That's a strike. A reminder to those of you watching in areas that change the clocks, it's time to spring ahead. Before you go to bed tonight, you move your clock ahead 1 hour. Lose an hour's sleep.
And trust your phone. Or maybe not.
There is no time change here in Guadalajara. And the pitch is taken down low. Fans trying to get a strike on every pitch for Salas.
He's been hitting corners. Boy, and he just missed, maybe on the low side with this one.
Fuentes works the count to 2-1. Rosario still being held by Gonzalez at first base. There's Gonzalez. Nice snag. He'll go to the bag and record the out.
Oh, he can pick it.
No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Bottom of the 8th inning coming up. We got a 1-run ball game. Puerto Rico's had the lead throughout, but Mexico challenging to get back into this, and they will have the middle of their order coming up when we come back for the bottom of the 8th. Well, we go to the mound with Joseph Colon of the Cleveland Indian organization, 27-year-old. Only 11 games last year. Suspended for the first 50 games. Second positive test, and he gives up a base hit to start it out. So Mexico will get the potential tying run on as Juarez, the designated hitter, gets his second hit. He is 2 for 4. A leadoff single here in the 8th inning. Gonzalez, Laird, Navarro due up in the order.
Well, just to see Luis Suarez in this lineup certainly makes a difference. Former batting champion here in Mexico, who would not have been on the team until Chris Davis said he was not coming, the Oakland slugger.
Colon's delivery in the air to left field. Gonzalez put it up there. Pagan will haul it in. 1 away. So both hitters here in this inning going after the first pitch is seen.
Second time that we hear the Boo Birds here coming up for Adrian Gonzalez. Who knows he just missed a very hittable pitch. And the frustration is just building up for him.
Took care of that bat.
Snap.
1 down, 1 on in the 8th. 7 hits for Mexico, 10 for Puerto Rico in the game. Laird, he goes after the first pitch and fouls it off himself at the plate.
And Colon will bring it. Thick legs. He's got those trunks going for him. Ability to go out there and push off and build a lot of momentum going towards the plate. He averages over 94 miles an hour in his fastball.
Colon in for just the 3rd pitcher to be used by Puerto Rico in the game. A 1 delivery on the way. That one's going to be fouled off. So for whatever the reason, Mexico's decided they're going to swing at everything thrown here. He's thrown 4 pitches, and they've swung at all 4 of them.
That was a slider, which he'll throw in the high 80s. along with the two-seam and the occasional changeup, cut fastball.
0-2 count, one down. Brandon Laird will take it. It'll be away. 1 ball, 2 strike count. So a battle right down to the end, as we had in the first game here in Mexico today, when Venezuela beat Italy 11-10. Took 10 innings. Repeated comebacks by both ball clubs in that game. And now this one, a 1-run ball game in the 8th.
That was pretty much an electric ball game all the way till the end. 4 hours and 43 minutes.
One to the count. Started to lean in, but that will stand him up a little bit on the 92-mile-an-hour fastball. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Diaz, Claudio in the bullpen. Lefty-righty combination warming up as needed. Runner off first, 2-2 delivery.
When we asked Edwin Rodriguez, Puerto Rican manager, as to a setup guy, he goes, well, to me, the 8th inning is more of a matchup type inning. And see, not necessarily a lefty, righty, but also, as we saw with Gonzalez, how things play out as to who's on the mound and what the situation calls for. He does not have the luxury of just going out there and throwing guys just for the heck of it.
Rodriguez in the middle there, watching through the screen. 3 ball, 2 strike count with 1 away. Runner not going at first, and the off-speed pitch got him. Throw down, he'll get back to the bag. So a strikeout on Laird. Something we see more of in this day and age in baseball. On those 3-2 counts, that changeup's become a pitch that'll be used on any count.
And if you have the ability to be near the zone, because hitters have to respect and commit to your fastball, the better chance you have of the chase area getting bigger, and of course the missing of those barrels.
Navarro, the left-hander, is due up. And this is what we were talking about, a pitching change to get the matchup. So Colon comes on. He gives up a base hit, but he also gets 2 outs. 5-4 game, Puerto Rico on top. Well, we had the doubleheader here today in this pool. Going to be a doubleheader tomorrow too. Decide who moves on to the second round. Tomorrow's doubleheader will feature Italy and Puerto Rico. It'll be at 3:30 Eastern, 1:30 local time. Second game, Mexico, Venezuela. That will be at 10 Eastern and 8 local. 2 games tomorrow. And we had earlier today, it was a 10-inning ball game. Venezuela won it over Italy 11-10. So here's the sidearmer, Alex Claudio. Runner on at first base with 2 down. Pinch hitter, Jafet Amador at the plate.
Big ovation for him as he gets to the plate. Mighty power for Jafet Amador. Already hit one here. Game 1.
Claudio, the pitcher out of the Texas Ranger organization. Big cut on that one. So the matchup of lefty against lefty they wanted, they don't get with the pinch hitter. Amador coming up.
Amador led the Mexican League in home runs in 2015, belting 41 during the regular season and earning the MVP of the league.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Strike taken on the outside corner. Juarez led the inning off with a base hit. The next 2, however, have been put down. A lot of awards already. Amador, 1 and 2. Trying to time the soft stuff from Alex Claudio.
He will see it.
1-2 delivery on the way. Heated it up and got him. And gives it a big Claudio on the mound. Big strikeout, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Mexico could not do anything with that leadoff single. Remains 5-4, Puerto Rico to the 9th. Boy, there are some hot tempers being flared down there. Team Puerto Rico, the bullpen and the bench is out. Something happened in the stands, obviously towards a player or so, and the entire team came off the bench and down the left field line. You can see them all gathered there looking into the stands. The bullpen emptied out as well. Fortunately, players kept themselves under control and nobody went into the crowd, which is a disaster if that ever happens.
There's no doubt we've seen it happen, and that's when it really gets out of control.
And I don't know what started it. All we knew is when we looked down the line, there was the Puerto Rican team.
It all started with a fan perhaps getting a little too personal in some of the comments and gestures being made to some of the Puerto Rican fans and perhaps to the players' families.
Yeah, that could be. Just don't know. What amazes me is they're still there. Now they're trying to get them back into the dugout here. It's the upper left corners where whatever's going on is going on. You see the security people up there.
Anytime you see players concerned, you can see also the marching out of certain fans out of that section. So something that you know, happens quite often in Latin American baseball. But you know, safety comes first. There's no doubt. Let's keep it that way.
Yeah. Doug Eddings, home plate umpire and crew chief down there. You see. So they get everybody back in, and the bullpen goes back to where it was. Now they want to get everybody refocused.
It's getting a little heated. Obviously, some frustration shown by some of the fans in the stands as others wave their flag proudly.
So a long wait here to get the top of the ninth inning started. Aguilera comes on to do the pitching. Salas worked an inning, had a hit and a strikeout. He's out of there. And Miguel Aguilera will pitch. And the pitch will miss for a ball. Top of the order, Angel Pagan. Pagan has had a couple of hits, couple of runs scored, a walk, and a strikeout. But he's been an important part of what's gone on in this game.
Well, he has set up some wonderful things for Team Puerto Rico at the top of the order. A couple of singles, stolen base, a couple of runs scored, another walk. It's by pitches that he's seen he has been able to help the teammates behind him.
That pitch close, but not quite. Aguilera wanted to call on it, didn't get it. Obviously, top of the ninth inning, one-run game. Pagan looking to set a table here and try and add at least one to the one-run lead. 5-4 that Puerto Rico has, with Mexico, the home team, getting another shot at it. That's going to be right there for a strike. Aguilera, not one who to issue any walk here to start the inning out, and it goes to 3-1. 25-year-old Aguilera in the Diamondbacks organization. Signed a minor league deal with him in September. Three and one. And that's going to go to short, scooped up. Arias' throw, and he got him. Oh, what a play made. Just came on to play at short, and the youngster with a spectacular play to get the out.
We've been hearing about him since they put the team together, as how talented the young man is and how he plays well beyond his years of maturity. Of course, he puts the talent together with the flash and the highlight plays, and here it is going to his left on a tough hop at the very end of what has been a pretty tough surface to find out which hop you're going to get to. Well, he made it look easy. A la Lindor.
Nice play. One down here in the 9th inning. Speaking of, Francisco Lindor.
Paquito.
Big ball game. 2 home runs, one just a monster shot in the 1st inning, 3 RBIs. 1 away. And the fastball is going to miss up high. Looking ahead, it'll be the bottom 3rd of the order that will be due up for Mexico in the bottom half of the 9th inning. And that's a strike. Didn't have to swing at it. A called strike. Left-hander trying to stay away from the power that he has witnessed watching this game today of Lindor.
Very consistent, very even with his production from both sides of the plate.
No one slips away all the way to the backstop.
Lindor batting against left-handers last season, 202 at bats, 292, 748 OPS. Against right-handers, 306, 816 OPS.
3-1 delivery to him. Kept it down and towards the outside part of the plate. Tough pitch to pull. 3 ball, 2 strike count.
And that was 15 home runs last season, 10 from the left side, 5 from this right side.
And the 3-2 going to go up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. So he gets his 3rd hit of the ball game and gives Puerto Rico a chance to maybe add a run or more here in the 9th inning. And they've got the middle of the order to try and do that.
It's an outstanding job getting on top of a pitch when perhaps the catcher and the pitcher thought the pitch had beat him.
Carlos Correa coming to the plate. RBI and a sac fly. He's walked. Officially 0 for 2 and a couple of fly balls to right field in the game.
And Puerto Rico gives himself a chance here to put some runs on the board because there's never enough, and one for sure we know it's not in this ballpark.
11 hits now. Gonzalez is going to go for the matchup here with the right-hander coming up. He will go to the bullpen. So with 1 away here in the 9th inning, Puerto Rico a base hit and a runner on. Well, the matchups in the 1-run ball game, and this will be Soria coming on in relief to work against Correa with the Royals. Workhorse, 70 games. At 5-8 record.
And at one time a premier closer, even after the injury, he's become a very valuable piece late inning bullpen.
Pitch will be taken for a strike. Correa with 1 down and a runner on at first base. Hard to believe Soria is already 32 years old. Where did those years go by so fast?
He's had to bounce back a couple of times from injuries, and it seems like he has the ability to get through the rehab and come in and almost reinvent himself and be effective.
Pretty good heat right there, hitting the 90. Quickly gets ahead on the count, 0-2. Carlos Correa looking out, taking a deep breath. Lindor's on at first base. And the 0-2 delivery. And it'll be away and up.
Still loud in that arm. What he does now a little more is, of course, this is what you see here, a little nibbling. He did walk 27 batters in 66 2/3 innings last season. But he did have over a strikeout per inning.
Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Again, close but not quite.
Soria has had years of 42, 30, in 43 saves.
Quick toss, close. Trying to catch him flat-footed over there. Pretty good move as Lindor had to go diving back into the bag.
Sometimes it takes so little for you to just catch somebody off guard, and just mixing your move and showing something different or holding the baseball can be very effective.
Another lob toss this time.
Now he's at lob. Trying to keep him honest. Lindor already knows there's something else better out there.
That was the first pickoff that was close. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Correa waiting as the game gets played at first. Swinging a foul ball. Oof. The catcher that time caught a piece of it, and he'll get up and walk it off.
Carrillo feeling this one. How often have you seen that? To catch a catcher on that outside foot because it's turned.
Ball will always find the one spot it's not covered.
If it's going to find you, it's got to find you. We understand too that officially Salvador Perez will not return to the World Baseball Classic due to knee inflammation. He will not return to Team Venezuela.
Venezuela will be without their starting catcher for the rest of the WBC. Down the line in right field, that's foul territory, and it's also in the seats.
So you know that nobody feels worse than his partner in Kansas City, Drew Butera, for what happened.
You couldn't make it up that Butera would be playing against him. Butera's the backup catcher in KC. Salvador Perez, the starting catcher. Butera comes in, collision at home plate. Perez gets his leg caught underneath Butera and has some inflammation in it, had to come out of the game. What are the chances on that happening?
I thought Butera took the hardest hit.
Yeah. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to be fouled off.
There's a little quick pitch by Joaquin Soria, a little savvy veteran. But Correa, of course, with the information being passed along, having seen him, of course, in the major leagues, was ready for it. That's what I'm talking about. Quick load up and go.
Flirting with the balk. You got to come to a complete stop on that hold, and he's just barely doing that when he moves like that. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Carlos Correa in a battle here. Throw over again. One of the things that Adrian Gonzalez does at first base, in the way he covers it, he makes it more difficult for a runner to get back. A lot of first basemen will have that right leg on the inside part of the bag. He steps off the bag, and his foot is partially blocking an attempt to get back into first. You got to go to the back side of the bag, which you want to do anyway, but he forces that. That'll go to right. They do go on to make the catch. Correa is retired, and there are 2 down here in the 9th inning.
That's a good point, Gary, because yes, you're told to find the outer part of the bag to get back, because of course the sweeping tag takes a little bit longer to get there, but at times base runners find themselves not only looking for the back part of the bag, but having to go over his foot to find that part of the bag.
Yep. Not an accident that he chooses to do that at first base. Well, here's Beltran, already a 3-hit ball game, 3 for 4 in RBI, 3 singles. The DH with the runner on at first base, Lindor. Beltran will take the pitch way up high for a ball. Soria trying to finish it out here. Good Mexico to the plate in the bottom of the 9th. They are trailing by 1. Delivery on the way. Put a zip on that one. 92. And a 1 ball 1 strike count. Puerto Rico got on the board 2 in the first inning, another one in the 3rd, another one in the 5th. And they had built up the lead in this game, only to see Mexico come roaring back with a couple in the 5th and 3 more in the 7th. and make it a ball game. One and one. Swing and a miss on a real good pitch kept down. That's some movement on that one. 2 ball, 2 strike count with 2 away.
And through the years, there's been many Beltran-Soria matches late in ball games. And Beltran himself has seen the evolution of Joaquim Soria from what he used to have in the mid-90s, but always had good command of a second and a third pitch.
2-2 delivery on the way, and he'll foul it off. Wilson Pickett time here in Mexico. It's midnight.
Oh, yeah.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Big shift on against Beltran with second baseman way out in right field. Beltran tried to wait on it down the third base side. Laird will be called off. And he shouldn't have been. That's a play that's got to be made by the third baseman, not the catcher.
That'll make for a longer night.
Yep.
For Carrillo.
Carrillo had it in the glove and dropped it. But you don't make the catcher catch a pop-up, even if he puts his hand out like that. Call him off.
I can see where Laird actually was already on his way to the dugout.
Yeah.
Not even involved near the play.
It is always tougher for the catcher to catch a pop-up than it is for the infielder because of the angle.
And the spin, and that ball coming back to you in so many different directions.
Beltran could take advantage of it. 2-2 delivery on the way in the dirt. Good scoop made, kept it out in front. Probably should have been an error charged on that. That's a ball that's catchable. It keeps an at-bat alive.
I agree with you.
I don't think they did.
There's new life to a very dangerous hitter in a spot where one swing could really open up the floodgates for Puerto Rico and really sink Team Mexico.
Yep. Yeah, they put the error up. Error called that keeps the at-bat alive. 3-2 delivery and taken, and it not only keeps the at-bat alive, he's able to pick a walk-up out of it. So that'll put runners on at first and second base. As Soria surrenders the free pass, and see if Puerto Rico can take advantage of an open door on that drop pop-up. That should have been the third out.
And this big beast is just getting fed a little bit more here.
Molina coming up has had an 0 for 4. He is 2 for 8 in the 2 games, including a home run and a couple of RBIs. 2 down, runners on at first and second base. Top of the 9th inning, Puerto Rico leading it by 1, and foul back by Molina. So Soria having to throw extra pitches here as a result of not getting that pop-up out.
Takes him up 17 pitches here. And nobody feels worse than this man on plate.
And that pitch taken away. One ball, 1 strike count. Soria's delivery to him. That's going to be to the gap. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Runner coming to the plate. Lindor will score. It mattered. It is a 2-run lead, 6-4 for Puerto Rico. An RBI picked up by Molina.
And that is what good teams do in any small little gap you offer to them, they're going to be pushing it to the cracks, and there it is.
A backbreaker.
What had been a pretty long night for Yachty at the plate makes an adjustment. I was talking about how long his swing was looking for the first 4 at bats, and boy, talk about cutting it down quickly. Right to the ball. There it is.
6 runs on 12 hits now for Puerto Rico, and they may not be done. Javier Baez fouls it back, first and second again with 2 away. Baez has had a double, 1 for 4. Sometimes in baseball, these are called tack-on runs. They aren't. They're very important runs.
They all count.
They all count. And now we're going to get another visit to the mound.
This time it's pitching coach Rigo Beltran making his way out there. You can't say it enough about what a terrible feeling it is on that field when you make a costly error that you're hoping at some point it's not going to cost a team, and then boom, there it is. As Carrillo is finding out about now, and especially here at home.
I would divide that error up between he and Laird. He was forced to have to make this play, but where's your third baseman?
I can see Laird's point when you have your catcher calling it that early. The one thing you don't want to cause is even more confusion.
That's why there are rules in baseball. Shortstop calls it. Center fielder calls it. A third baseman calls it on the catcher. You get out of the way.
And in this case, that is exactly what did happen.
Exactly.
Laird did not call it.
Yep. First and second, 0-1 delivery, left field, hit hard, way back at the wall, and goodbye, home run. All because they gave him an extra out here in the 9th inning. And Javier Baez has delivered a 3-run homer and broken the back of Mexico here in the top of the 9th inning.
Javi Baez with a thunder bat lets everybody know there's nothing missing in that swing, and that aggressiveness, which is part of him, is finally catching up with something he can really go out there and handle. And yes, head down for Carrillo, but look at this. Splitter does not do a whole lot here in this ballpark. And Javi, put your bat down, would you? Watch this. Let it be known that this beast had been fed by the mistakes here in this 9th inning, and they have eaten them alive.
For Baez, his first home run, WBC. Lindor, the other youngster we've talked about in the infield, has had 2 in the game, and it is now a 9-4 lead. And a lot of the folks, Mexico fans, are heading to the exit. 0-2 count. 4-run 9th inning, and that will be it. They get the out of Rosario, but not when they needed it. We go to the bottom half of the 9th. Puerto Rico with a 9-4 lead over Mexico. Young players we talked about, infielders, the Lindors and the Baez, have really contributed. And Baez, what a shot.
He got a piece of pitching that he could handle. He had been looking for this type of result. Gracefully puts his bat down, but there's nothing graceful or fun about that for Mexico on the way that ball thundered out of that bat.
So Mexico bats here, 3 outs away from going 0-2 and having their chance to move on to the second round eliminated. Diaz. Ooh! Diaz on the mound.
And one
Cruz down.
For sure got away. And somebody throwing from the mid to upper 90s is not a fun thing to see.
Luis Cruz. Oh, Right on the back of that hand.
And fortunately away from the helmet. It's all a matter of finding out the strength of the grip and everything here for Luis Cruz on what has been a horrific 9th inning so far from Mexico. And one thing that manager Edwin Rodriguez pointed to us very clearly was, you know, it may not look like a save situation per se, but he goes, I consider a 5-run, a 6-run lead in this ballpark a safe situation. That is why Diaz is in there.
Cruz getting up. I gotta assume here he'll head out.
It's always so much more damaging when your hand's still attached to that bat as it crosses. And expecting you, the baseball, press against the wood of the bat. So more concern for Team Mexico and Luis Cruz. The one thing they do get is a base runner in a very painful way.
I guess he wants to stay in the game. I don't know. Didn't affect his ability to run, but he's going to head down to first base. Says the trainer.
Yeah, it seems like the index finger is the one that's most affected. There it is. The impact. So Diaz still warming up, getting some extra work with a warm-up. Throws one away to the backstop, and it's prompts Yadier Molina to get to the mound while Luis Cruz continues to be tended to.
Really surprised he's staying in. Let's hope he doesn't have an head for a slide coming up.
At least with his gestures, I have to say he's quite thankful it was not coming or ended up on his helmet, because that's where it was going.
Yeah. Here is Roberson. Roberson has had 2 at-bats in the game, came on in the 5th inning, struck out, picked up an RBI base hit, scored a run in the 7th inning. With a 9-4 lead, Puerto Rico will, and a left-handed batter up, will not hold the runner at first base. Rivera will move behind him, cut down on the hole for the left-hander a little bit, at least between first and second base. So nobody out, leadoff and on for Mexico here in the 9th inning. And it'll be there for a strike from Diaz. He's on for Claudio, who worked a 1/3 of an inning, got the out he needed. One-0 delivery to him. Moved back inside on him and fought it off.
Yeah, once again, Gary, we know that as Edwin Rodriguez pointed out, they saw what happened here in game 1 with Osuna on the mound, and why a 5-run lead in this ballpark is not treated as such when it comes down to your arms out of that bullpen.
Apparently the worst thing you can do in the WBC is bring your best bullpen pitcher in late.
Need him.
They've been eaten up, not just here.
Fortunately for Puerto Rico, though, they've been able to kind of space guys out and have Diaz available here in the 9th.
And that's way up high and away.
He has not looked comfortable yet.
No.
Even in the warm-ups.
2-ball, 2-strike count. Those are the numbers of those who strike out, led by Betances. And Diaz right behind him. But right now he's not finding the strike zone. Full count, 3-2. Cruz on at first base, nobody out.
Well, Diaz has a funky delivery, and at times that is, of course, his worst enemy. Well, many times is his best friend because it's hard to find the baseball coming so hard at him.
3-2 delivery on the way, and he walked him. So the first two are on here in the 9th inning. Some of those folks who are leaving might want to think about stopping at the exit and turn around and watch for a minute.
And keep a close eye on the amount of pitches. This becomes very crucial here also. As Edwin Rodriguez, the Puerto Rican manager, knows he's got to have a backup plan in case this gets out of control, at least with the amount of pitches that Diaz has to work with here this 9th inning. No need to push the issue, considering it is only approaching mid-March with a guy that have been getting their work in spring training leading to this. But knowing that some guys, it takes a little bit longer to get to that sharp point, no matter how much they worked out before getting to this tournament.
So Mexico gets 2 on. And they're going to get the order turned over here in the 9th inning, one way or the other. Mexico trying to find a way. Jorge Carrillo. Probably wouldn't want to look at that around midnight out on the street.
It is midnight, but we're not on the street.
That's what I meant. Look out. Diaz is all over the place.
I would have somebody warming up now. And that's a matter of mistrust. It's just what I'm seeing and how the ball's coming out of his hand.
Now, third baseman Correa is going to come over. Just trying to break the rhythm here and get him settled down. You got a 5-run lead and you hit the first batter and walk the second one. Rios had a base hit, reached on an error, and been called out on strikes. You can bet there's no digging in going on. Strike called on the inside corner.
There's Yadier Molina insisting, okay, well, we can't find it with that fastball. Let's try something else and perhaps slow down your mechanics and have you think more about mechanics and being straight towards the plate. Found it with a breaking ball.
1-1 delivery on the way and got that one in. 93 on the radar gun and a 1-ball 2-strike count. Manny Rodriguez at the top of the order is the on-deck batter. 1-2 delivery. Stays inside. 2-2.
Part of the issues with the Seattle Mariners, and talking to part of their staff when Diaz came up, it's just that, make sure that front shoulder is not flying open too fast, because then the arm goes, and of course there goes the baseball and the release point.
2-2 delivery on the way and a swing and a miss. That time he pulled it away a little bit and gets the strikeout. So 1 down here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Manny Rodriguez has struck out twice. He came on to hit in the 5th. He has been called out and a swinging strikeout in the 2 at-bats.
Look at that fastball sail.
That one comes back to the mound. A bouncer to second base on the bag, and they got the out. A weak throw, but it was enough. As the ball was caught, it ends up being a double play. And that's the ball game. 9-4 the final, as Mexico goes 0-2, Puerto Rico goes 2-0. And the first thing Yadier Molina did was, come on guys, get off the field. We don't need any more problems. We just won the game.
Yeah, it's a smart play, a smart move. He mentioned he didn't have much in that throw. He's got 2 targets, and finally is Javier Baez playing first baseman type, extending and taking it away from his friend Lindor.
So they get the out at second base on Cruz, who could not get back. Though in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and one left on base. So Puerto Rico's chances of moving on vastly improved as they go 2-0. For Mexico, they're not going to move on as they go 0-2. Venezuela, Italy now in the battle for who's going to be that second team to come out of this pool for the second round.
And we're seeing a team from Puerto Rico that pretty much has seen every single cylinder kick off and kick off immediately for them. It's all been set up by the starting pitching. Today it was Jorge Lopez, followed by the bullpen, effective enough, even though they had a couple little mishaps on the defensive side, not costly because they also had the thunder bat of one Francisco Paco Lindor to do and provide most of the damage, along with his buddy who sealed the deal, and Javier Baez with a big 3-run homer here in the 9th inning.
What a disappointment for Mexico hosting this pool to lose the first 2 games. They lost the opener 10-9 to Italy in a tremendous 9th inning comeback for Italy, then to lose this one 9-4 to Puerto Rico. So the sellout crowd on their way out. That'll do it for a long day of baseball here in Guadalajara, and we'll be back with 2 more games in this pool coming up tomorrow. Italy will be taking on Puerto Rico, and Mexico and Venezuela. The final here, Puerto Rico wins it by a score of 9-4. For Jose Mota and all of our crew here in Mexico, I'm Gary Thorne. Thanks for being with us, everybody. A long day of baseball where a lot went on comes to a conclusion. Adieu, adieu.